Dear child of the light, right now, Archangel Michael stands beside you with an urgent message that cannot wait any longer. This is not just an ordinary moment in your life. This is a divine appointment that has been set since before your birth. The heavens have aligned specifically for you today, creating a pathway that few will ever experience in their lifetime. What you're about to receive is a sacred message that will completely transform the course of your journey. The struggles you've been facing, the doors that seem locked, the mountains that appear too high to climb, all of these are about to make perfect sense to you. Archangel Michael has been watching over you, waiting for precisely this moment to reveal what has been hidden from your eyes. Listen carefully to every word, for each one carries energy that will awaken something dormant within your spirit. The divine timing of this message is no accident. You are hearing this now because you are finally ready to receive the blessing that has been held back until you are prepared to handle its power. Many have been walking through life with their spiritual eyes closed, unable to see the miracles that surround them daily. But you have been chosen for something extraordinary. Your heart has been prepared through every trial and difficulty. What seemed like punishment was actually preparation. What felt like abandonment was actually protection. Archangel Michael wants you to know that heaven has been recording every tear, every prayer whispered in the dark, every moment you chose to believe despite having every reason to give up. Nothing has gone unnoticed. The angels have been instructed to gather every fragment of your faith, preserving it for this very hour when it would be needed most. The spiritual atmosphere around you is shifting right now as these words reach your ears. Can you feel it? There's a lightness beginning to replace the heaviness that has followed you for so long. This is the presence of Archangel Michael drawing closer, bringing with him the answers you've been seeking. Some people will tell you this is coincidence. They'll say you're hearing this message by chance. But deep in your spirit, you know better. You've been sensing something was about to change. You felt it in those quiet moments when the world goes still and you can hear your own heartbeat. That wasn't anxiety. It was anticipation, your spirit recognizing that a divine appointment was approaching. The obstacles that have blocked your path weren't meant to stop you. They were placed there to strengthen you. Think about how muscles grow stronger only when they meet resistance. Your spirit has been in training, developing the strength needed for the blessing that's about to be released into your life. Archangel Michael stands as your protector, with his sword drawn against every force that has tried to prevent this message from reaching you. The enemy of your soul knows what awaits you on the other side of this revelation, and he has fought desperately to keep you from this moment. But his time has run out. His attempts to distract you have failed. You are here now, receiving the very words he feared would find their way to your heart. Take a deep breath and feel the peace that passes understanding begin to settle over you. This is the calm that comes before the greatest breakthroughs. Just as the sea grows quiet before the tide turns, your spirit is being prepared for a reversal of circumstances that will leave no doubt about whose hand is upon your life. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that what happens next isn't dependent on your strength or ability. This isn't about what you can do. It's about what heaven is already doing on your behalf. Angelic forces are being dispatched to clear pathways that have been blocked for generations in your family line. Ancestral barriers are being demolished. Spiritual inheritances that were stolen are being restored sevenfold. Look around you and notice the small signs that confirm this truth. Perhaps you've been seeing certain numbers repeatedly. Maybe you've been dreaming of places you've never visited or hearing the same message from multiple sources. These aren't coincidences, they're confirmations. Heaven speaking to you in a language your heart recognizes, even if your mind doesn't fully comprehend. The prayers you prayed when you thought no one was listening, they've been held like precious treasures in golden bowls before the throne. And now, the time has come for them to be poured out as answers over your life. Some of these prayers you prayed so long ago that you forgot you even asked. But heaven remembers. Heaven always remembers. Archangel Michael has been assigned specifically to your situation because what's coming requires divine protection. The blessing heading your way carries such weight of glory that the enemy would do anything to prevent its arrival. But he cannot stop what heaven has decreed. His time of interfering with your destiny has come to an end. You may have felt forgotten or overlooked. You may have watched others receive their breakthroughs while you continued to wait. But Archangel Michael wants you to know that what was being prepared for you required more time because of its magnitude. The greater the treasure, the more secure the vault that holds it. Your blessing wasn't delayed. It was being protected until you were positioned to receive it fully. The heavenly realms operate on perfect timing. Not a moment too soon, not a second too late. Every cosmic detail has been orchestrated to align for this specific revelation to reach you now. The stars themselves have been directed to create a pathway for angelic messengers to bring what belongs to you. Those nights when sleep wouldn't come, your spirit was being prepared. Those days when confusion clouded your mind, you were being taught to trust beyond understanding. The times when you felt most alone, angels were closest, guarding the promise until its appointed time. Archangel Michael wants you to release any bitterness you've been carrying, any resentment toward people who hurt you or situations that seemed unfair. Let it go now. These emotions create barriers that could hinder what heaven is trying to release to you. Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you. It clears the pathway for your miracle to arrive unhindered. Understand that some relationships had to end so new ones could begin. Some doors had to close so better ones could open. Some dreams had to die so greater ones could be born. Nothing in your journey has been wasted. Every detour, every setback, every disappointment has been working together toward this moment of divine revelation. The things that confused you will suddenly make sense. The pieces that seemed disconnected will form a beautiful pattern. You'll look back and see how every step, even the painful ones, were guiding you toward a destination far greater than anything you could have planned for yourself. Archangel Michael stands ready with his sword drawn, not just to fight against what has opposed you, but to cut away anything within you that would limit your capacity to receive. Old mindsets that told you this is impossible are being severed now. Beliefs that whispered, "You don't deserve this," are being silenced. The chains of "what if" and "if only" that have kept you bound to the past are being shattered. Feel the weight lifting from your shoulders. That burden wasn't meant for you to carry. Those fears weren't yours to own. The anxiety that has followed you like a shadow is being commanded to depart as Archangel Michael declares freedom over your life. Freedom from limitation. Freedom from expectation. Freedom to become everything heaven has designed you to be. This message finds you at the perfect moment, not by chance, but by divine appointment. Perhaps you've been feeling unusually tired lately, or strangely emotional without understanding why. Your spirit has been preparing for this shift. Your soul has been making room for what's about to be poured in. The answers you've been seeking aren't coming in the package you expected. They're arriving in forms you might easily overlook if you're not paying attention. Simple conversations may contain profound wisdom. Ordinary encounters might lead to extraordinary opportunities. A random thought could be the key that unlocks your next level. Archangel Michael wants you to know that heaven's economy doesn't operate like Earth's. What looks small in the natural realm might be massive in the spiritual. The seed that seems insignificant contains an entire forest within it. Don't despise the day of small beginnings, for heaven specializes in multiplying what appears insufficient. You've been faithful with little, and now more is being entrusted to you. The resources you need are already in motion, heading toward you from directions you haven't even thought to look. People you haven't met, yet are being positioned to connect with you at exactly the right moment. Opportunities that don't even exist today are being created specifically with you in mind. This season of waiting hasn't been punishment, it's been protection. Heaven has been shielding you from connections and opportunities that would have taken you off course. What seemed like rejection was actually redirection. What felt like abandonment was actually alignment. Archangel Michael has been instructed to break the power of every word spoken against you, whether by others or by your own mouth. The negative prophecies, the discouraging assessments, the limiting labels, all of these are losing their grip on your future right now. They're being replaced with heaven's declaration over your life, which has always been abundance, not lack. Victory, not defeat. Acceptance, not rejection. Pay attention to the thoughts that come to you in the quiet moments after prayer. Listen for that still, small voice that speaks not to your ears, but to your spirit. Wisdom is being granted to you for decisions that need to be made. Clarity is being given for paths that need to be chosen. Direction is being provided for questions that have gone unanswered until now. Some of you have been standing at a crossroads, unsure which way to turn. Archangel Michael is illuminating the path that leads to your destiny. It may not be the easiest route or the most logical choice by human standards, but your spirit will recognize it as right. There will be a knowing deep within that transcends rational thinking. The confusion that has clouded your vision is lifting like morning fog before the rising sun. Where there were once shadows and uncertainty, there will be clear light and confident direction. Doubt is being replaced with assurance. Hesitation is giving way to decisive action. Fear is surrendering to faith that moves mountains. What you couldn't accomplish in your own strength will happen effortlessly as heavenly assistance comes alongside you. Tasks that once felt overwhelming will be completed with surprising ease. Projects that stalled will suddenly gain momentum. Doors that wouldn't budge will swing open at the lightest touch. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that this isn't just a temporary boost or a momentary blessing. This is a fundamental shift in the atmosphere around your life. The spiritual climate is changing. What was once barren ground is becoming fertile soil where everything you plant will multiply beyond expectation. The words you speak from this day forward carry new authority. Begin declaring what heaven says about your situation, not what your circumstances suggest. Speak life over your health, your relationships, your finances, your purpose. Your words are creating reality, either reinforcing limitations or establishing possibilities. Notice how differently you feel right now compared to before this message began. That lightness, that subtle excitement, that sense of expectancy, these are confirmation that your spirit recognizes truth. Your body may not have changed. Your bank account may look the same. Your problems might still be waiting for solutions. But something has shifted in the unseen realm. Archangel Michael has broken chains that have held you in cycles of almost, but not quite, of nearly there, but falling short, of powerful starts, but disappointing finishes. Those patterns end today. No more starting things you can't complete. No more vision without provision. No more purpose without power to fulfill it. The divine whispers you've been hearing in your spirit are about to become undeniable realities in your experience. What God has spoken over your life is manifesting at an accelerated pace. There's a holy momentum building that can't be stopped by human interference or demonic opposition. Some of you have been praying specifically about healing, physical, emotional, relational. Archangel Michael carries healing in his wings, and as his message surrounds you, restoration is flowing into those broken places. Cells are regenerating, emotions are stabilizing, hearts are softening. The process has already begun, even if your senses haven't registered it yet. Others have been seeking breakthrough in finances. The spirit of poverty that has followed your family line is being broken right now. Ancient promises of abundance are being remembered and activated. Heaven's resources are being redirected to your needs. Unexpected provision is heading your way from sources you haven't considered. Many have been crying out for clarity of purpose. You felt lost, wondering why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing. Archangel Michael is unveiling your assignment, removing the confusion that has kept you spinning in circles. Your true calling is rising to the surface of your consciousness, feeling both new and familiar at the same time. The spiritual gifts that have lain dormant within you are being awakened. Abilities you didn't know you possessed are becoming available. Talents that have been hidden are being revealed. You're entering a season of supernatural empowerment where you'll accomplish things that surprise even yourself. Angelic assistance has been assigned to help you complete divine assignments. You won't be working alone. Heavenly helpers will make connections that would be impossible through human networking. They'll open doors that have been sealed shut. They'll bring information you couldn't access through normal channels. Archangel Michael wants you to know that the warfare you've experienced was proportional to the importance of your purpose. The enemy doesn't waste resources fighting those who pose no threat to his agenda. The intensity of the battle reveals the value of what you carry. What you've endured was because of what you're about to release into the world. The vision that was planted in your heart years ago hasn't died. It's been developing roots deep beneath the surface. What looks like delay has actually been development. The dream wasn't denied. It was being refined to ensure it would withstand the storms that come with any significant assignment. Some of you have been experiencing unusual dreams or seeing repeated symbols and signs. Your spiritual senses are being heightened to perceive what's happening in the unseen realm. Pay attention to these impressions. They contain guidance and warnings you'll need for the journey ahead. Archangel Michael is establishing a perimeter of protection around you as you step into this new season. Those who aren't meant to accompany you to the next level are being removed, sometimes in ways that seem painful or confusing. Trust this process. Not everyone is equipped to handle the altitude where you're being taken. New relationships are being formed in the spirit before they manifest in the natural. People who will be crucial to your next chapter are already thinking about you, praying for you, or feeling drawn toward the vision you carry. These divine connections will feel familiar when they happen, as if you're meeting someone you've known before. The words coming to you now are creating new pathways in your spirit. Old ways of thinking are being dismantled. Limited perspectives are expanding. What seemed impossible yesterday will feel inevitable tomorrow. Your capacity to believe is increasing with every truth you receive. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that faith isn't just believing that God can, it's knowing that He will. Certainty is replacing hope. Expectation is overcoming doubt. What you've prayed for in faith, you can now thank Him for in advance, with complete confidence that manifestation is already in motion. The season of not yet has come to an end. The time of wait a little longer has passed. You're crossing a threshold into now is the time, and today is the day. The heavenly hosts are positioning themselves around you, ready to assist in this transition from promise to fulfillment. Listen carefully in the quiet moments. Pay attention to the gentle nudges. Watch for the small signs. The guidance you need won't always come with thunder and lightning. More often it arrives in whispers and impressions that you could easily miss if you're distracted by noise and hurry. Some will notice the change in you before you fully recognize it yourself. They'll comment on a difference they can't quite identify, a peace that wasn't there before, a confidence that's emerged from nowhere, a gentleness that's replaced anxiety. These are external evidences of the internal work being accomplished. Archangel Michael is removing spiritual blindness that has prevented you from seeing opportunities directly in front of you. Possibilities that have been within reach all along will suddenly become obvious. You'll wonder how you missed them before. This isn't coincidence. It's divine timing aligning with heavenly revelation. The unique gifts you carry were designed specifically for this moment in history. Your voice is needed now more than ever. Your perspective is essential for problems others can't solve. Your presence brings something to situations that would be missing without you. You are not random or replaceable. You are strategic and necessary. Heaven is investing in you because what you carry is needed for this generation. The return on that investment will be measured not just in your life, but in countless others who will be impacted through your obedience. Your breakthrough isn't just for you. It's for everyone connected to your purpose. Feel the strength flowing in areas that have been weak. Experience the courage rising where fear once dominated. Notice the clarity emerging from what was confusion. These are tangible evidences that Archangel Michael's message is taking root within you, transforming not just what you think, but who you are becoming. The spiritual atmosphere around you has been permanently altered. What was once resistance is becoming assistance. What worked against you is now working for you. The very circumstances that seemed designed to destroy you are being repurposed to develop you. Archangel Michael declares that limitations which have defined your life are now being removed. Boundaries that kept you contained are expanding. Ceilings that prevented upward movement are being shattered. You're being released into dimensions of possibility that you couldn't access before this divine appointment. The words that have been spoken over you today carry creative power. They're not just sounds or concepts. They're spiritual forces that continue working long after you've heard them. They're reshaping reality around you, aligning circumstances with heaven's intentions for your life. Remember this moment. Mark this day. Something significant has transpired in the unseen realm that will soon become evident in your visible experience. You'll look back and recognize this as the turning point when everything began to change. Archangel Michael stands guard over the revelation you've received, ensuring it takes root deeply enough to withstand any attempt to steal it away. The enemy will try to make you doubt what you've heard. He'll bring circumstances that seem to contradict these promises. Stand firm in what heaven has declared over you. The assignment on your life requires angelic assistance because of its importance to heaven's purposes on earth. You're carrying something that extends beyond your personal blessing into kingdom advancement. Your breakthrough creates a pathway for others to follow. Your victory establishes territory for many to occupy. What you couldn't grasp through logical understanding is being imparted directly to your spirit. Knowledge is being bypassed in favor of revelation. Information is giving way to impartation. You're receiving not just concepts, but capacity, not just ideas, but anointing to implement them. Archangel Michael surrounds you with protection as these truths penetrate deeply into your being. There's vulnerability in moments of transformation, and heavenly guardians ensure nothing interferes with what's being established within you right now. The coming days will bring confirmation after confirmation that what you've heard is true. Seemingly random events will align in ways that can only be explained as divine orchestration. Conversations will contain phrases that echo exactly what has been spoken to your spirit. Signs will appear that validate the direction you're being led to take. Pay attention to your dreams in this season. Your subconscious is being aligned with heaven's purposes while you sleep. Information and instruction that your conscious mind might resist is being downloaded during these nighttime encounters. Keep a journal nearby to record what you remember when you wake. Archangel Michael's presence remains with you, ensuring safe passage through this transition period. Old systems are being dismantled while new foundations are being established. This process requires protection as you may temporarily feel destabilized between what was and what will be. Some of you have been praying for loved ones who seem hopelessly lost or stubbornly resistant to change. Archangel Michael wants you to know that angelic activity is increasing around these individuals. What seems impossible in the natural realm is entirely possible when heaven intervenes. Keep praying. Keep believing. The breakthrough you've longed for is closer than you realize. The power to create with your words is being activated at a new level. Speak as if what you're believing for has already happened. Declare the end from the beginning. Prophesy to situations that need to align with heaven's purposes. Your voice carries authority that can reshape circumstances when it agrees with divine intention. Watch how differently you respond to challenges in the coming days. What once paralyzed you with fear will barely register as concerning. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable will become stepping stones to higher levels. Problems that consumed your thoughts will shrink to proper perspective as your capacity expands. Archangel Michael hasn't come just to deliver a message, but to escort you into a new dimension of spiritual authority. The mantle being placed upon you carries both privilege and responsibility. Steward it wisely, remembering always that authority is given for service, not status. The wait is over. The preparation is complete. The time has come for manifestation of everything heaven has promised. No more delay, no more deferment. No more almost, but not quite. You're crossing the threshold from promise to possession, from declaration to demonstration, from prophecy to reality. Breathe deeply and receive everything Archangel Michael has delivered to you today. Let it settle into every fiber of your being. Allow it to rewrite the narratives that have limited you. Permit it to establish new patterns that will carry you into dimensions you've only glimpsed until now. The message is complete, but its effects have only begun. What has been activated today will continue unfolding in the days, weeks, and months ahead. You've been entrusted with revelation that must be stewarded carefully. Share it wisely. Apply it faithfully. Watch as it multiplies beyond anything you could ask or imagine. This is your moment. This is your time. Everything has been preparing you for what begins today. Step forward in confidence, knowing Archangel Michael goes before you, stands beside you, and guards behind you. Heaven's full attention is focused on your journey forward from this divine appointment into the fullness of your destiny.